Hi, this is Herb Blair. I'm here promoting our new reality series, Finding Your Happy Place. There will be a family of three, as well as many special guests and visitors. We've opened it up to a lot of others just because of the interest and size of the project, so that we can, keep some continuity and also tell some great stories of people who have disabilities that are doing some active things. I think it's very important to get a lot of stories out, so it's not just centered on myself or anything else. And that's not the purpose of this. It's all about people with disabilities, but also you have to realize that there's over maybe a billion people with disabilities in the world today, and there's about 26% of families that deal with disabilities. They all have a disposable income, and some would say very large, and they have discretionary opportunities to spend that. And that could be travel, like we're talking about on this trip to Phoenix, or it could be some other things of buying real estate, or buying, shopping, or just the simplest things of whatever you might be buying on the internet through Amazon or whatever service you use. So we're trying to make it people aware of people with disabilities, of what they bring to the market, and the benefits they have. We're not any kind of a sad story. We're trying to be a good feeling story, more of a Ted Lasso approach with some humor, and sometimes making a point that people may have misunderstood, and how they use language that may not be the best just because they're not really familiar with people with disabilities. I joined that market in the last few years. My wife has too, but my daughter has been a lifetime member, and she had orofacial digital syndrome at birth, and we've been dealing with that. So we understand people misrecognizing a person with that versus maybe Down syndrome, a lot of other issues that might be out there in that market, and dealing with people and jobs and everything. So it's more of an educational thing, but it's also going to be done with a lot of good-natured humor and other ways. One of the first guest will be a PGA golfer. Bryce Moeller is scheduled to appear, and we'll do an interview and talk about some things maybe most people would not talk about. But he did have Poland syndrome, and it infected his hand and some of the other things. And it's some similarities to my daughter's oral facial digital, but it also just opens up some people have had great successes and what they had to overcome. So it's a lot of feel good stuff, and a lot of things done with more of a touch of humor. I have a friend in Phoenix that we travel all over South America, fish for piranha. We've looked up, uh, I guess the burial place of Vita, or we've gone to a lunch, actually an evening meal with the ambassador of Argentina, and he was a rock star. I mean, it was unbelievable the attention he got when we went out to the restaurant. He was a favorite because I guess he supported a low level soccer team. So there's some Ted Lasso in what he did. The other things we plan to do is to bring in people that I've met through my boxing experience, Rock Steady Boxing, which is designed to help people with Parkinson's and disabilities of kind of motion and balance, and obviously some of the things you see with boxers. But one of the members that I work with she's written children's book. She's writing a book about Parkinson's, and how kids can be better, or better ways for kids to deal with friends with disabilities. She's got some ideas. I've seen the draft of it, and it's going to be a big opportunity for people who have families that deal with people with disabilities. There's an individual that's antique car enthusiast. He's a great snooker player. I don't know how many people are out there play snooker, but he is a champion at that, an outdoorsman, fisherman, hunts. He hunts, and so he'll have a lot of good stories. And then there's a person that's been a stewardess. I call her Elaine from Airplane. So we have a lot of fun with that, as to what stewardesses do wrong and what the passengers do wrong. and then as a nurse that was retired from the Navy, that did a lot of, assistance on some of the ships that were doing a lot of the surgeries and taking care of people with health issues out in the seas. So a lot of people can help with the story. I have a friend that has a daughter with Down syndrome, and she's really an avid golfer. So we'll find people like that. There'll be other people that will come to mind. So there'll be a lot of things that we'll do. So I want you to keep this in mind as we kind of bring this out. Tell friends and family about it and other people. And we'll be trying to come up with some ideas that will draw your attention, but also be informative. Like in Phoenix, we hope to ride the self-driving cars, go to the, the music instrument place, and maybe see a band from Glen Campbell and see how they're doing, and just a lot of other things as we visit activities there. So look forward to catching up with you on this, and keep us in mind. Thank you.